Crypto market is dumping. Nothing is going to happen out of it. You should probably sell and leave before you still have some money left. Today we're talking about what will be happening next with Bitcoin. We will talk about what will be happening next with altcoins. Maybe I actually took some longs yesterday, maybe not. We'll see. And we're also talking about meme coins. The thing I think is outperforming currently and will outperforming moving further, at least in the upcoming couple of weeks, just because of the change of dynamic on this marketplace. Like this video and let's start. First of all, I wanted to focus on the chart of BTC. This is the hourly chart. A lot of people are calling for reversal at this stage. I honestly don't think that we should be going significantly lower from here, but I want you to take a look at these hourly candles. They look just like honeypot candles. Honeypot candles essentially are meme coin scams on some decks that buys are coming in and you cannot sell. And the one who's selling is the dev to kind of show that the coin is not a scam in the first place. But look at these candles. Speculation here might be that market makers are specifically printing this type of candle so people won't essentially understand that we are reversing right here. Because if it would be just one giant green candle, it would be too obvious for the most market participants. Very, very crazy green candles. Maybe someone is accumulating here as well, someone large, and they don't want the market to spot to understand that the accumulation actually has happened. And they don't want market to spot that the reversal has actually happened. One thing I also shared on my X yesterday, reversal ready and pumping tomorrow. Screenshot this to put into a frame for your future kids. This is definitely something that we've seen since I've essentially shared this one. We've seen a larger pumpage happening, but we have to understand what will be happening moving further. My take on the situation of BTC is that we should be going to $98,000 at least at this stage. Since after that, it would be quite hard. First scenario is that we are going to $115,000. Actually, I quite like it because no one is talking about this currently. Everyone is scared, everyone is selling, everyone is calling for the end of the cycle out there. And imagine $115,000 per BTC, which would finally send some alts and some meme coin assets quite high as well, at least on the short term. And I also expect us to revisit 85K. So the situation I'm seeing is that we either going from $98K to $85,000 to here. This is the station number one. Station number two is that we're going to 115 and then we're going to 85K. This is essentially something I'm seeing, but nevertheless, I'm expecting us to revisit at least $85,000. Cycle tops, although entirely caused by macro and liquidity, never occurred on negative news, always on positive developments in order to lure participants at the top. 2017 Bitcoin CME futures launch, 2021 Coinbase IPO, 2025 question mark. The cycle top is not in. Butte all doomers. Yeah, I tend to believe as well. This is a very interesting piece of information I wanted to share as well. Major tops 2017-2024 all had the same things. Extreme funding and OI across the board. No talk about cycle top. Any macro issues completely ignored. Dozens of shitcoins valuations that put A-tier companies to shame, and don't you even look at FDV on 50 plus coins. They were just crazy, and now everyone is looking on FDVs. It's actually one of the great signs to understand where we are at in the cycle. Ethereum trading at multiples above previous highs. Flipping in is a common word. Crypto is all over mainstream media, commercials, sponsorships. In comparison to right now, funding and OI completely muted, with the exception of some Ethereum OI that got nuked anyway. Everyone talking about cycle top. Everyone is suddenly a macro expert, and any headwinds are heavily amplified. Yeah, this one is very funny. Like I'm seeing from worst traders out there, they are focusing on FOMC meetings, they're focusing on macro setup. It does not make sense to even try to play this game. Like politics, discuss it. We don't have the insights that people there have. We can be right with certain outcome, but the reasons for this outcome, they are incognito for us, they're hidden for us. It's crazy. Zero shitcoin valuations that don't make sense. Maybe 2 to 3 FDVs in overvaluation zone. Ethereum didn't even break all-time high, yet participants expected never-ending downtrend versus Bitcoin. Apart from some obscure series named Squid Game, Trash Show, occasional Zoomers gambling, Farcoin, occasional millennials calling H-bar XRP, future finance, crickets. Just stay bullish. It's not that hard. I'm getting tired of lending conviction since Q1 2023. It's been 2 years, guys, and I still have to slap sense into most of you. At $20,000, now at $90,000. If we are wrong, we are wrong. And this cycle will be different for the first time, and something will be severely off with macro anyway. Those will likely have bigger problems than crypto prices. Fucking pussies, man, take a goddamn chance. And a picture of Trump when he was young and he was calling from his auto. Very, very nice. Yeah, so nice take. I do also think like the thought that I had is that a bunch of altcoin prices, like they're not that similar I would say that they're not that different from the levels that they were at when when BTC was at $20,000, which is absolutely crazy if you think about that. This is my overview in terms of the BTC and alts at this stage. I actually took some longs yesterday. They had profits already, so I put stop losses at the break even. And right now, we would be talking about meme coins. First thing first is MLG. We have a couple scenarios right here. The one on the bottom I see as the least possible one, just because it would mean that we should be going into crazy accumulation and it will take some time. I would honestly just like to remove it from here, right? We are still in the midst of this corrective channel. We kind of broke the structure a little bit because the best case for us would essentially be to support this uptrend and just continue following this uptrend. Unfortunately, we break slightly lower, but I do think it's nothing, just that the angle of the uptrend was kind of high just for the market to be able to sustain itself during the current situation. And I do believe if we actually just bounce from here, and it's actually a very, very critical area, because if we would check at this support line around $85 million, it's actually like a global support line at these levels, because we touch it 3 times at least right here as well. You can see it, right? That's a very, very interesting point that we were at this moment currently. This is something I shared in my private Discord as well, that we were at a very, very critical pivotal point from here. Something I do think might be happening with this one is that we should be probably revisiting till the previous local high, right? I expect us to reject from here, see a correction, and then go to the new all-time highs. For MLG. Again, liquidity on the asset is very, very, very thin, and the assets that actually are able to track new liquidity into crypto market, they are the ones that are receiving a lot of liquidity in the first place, and they are the ones that are essentially increasing the market cap. This thing is definitely able to attract and is attracting a bunch of gamers out there. Therefore, I'm actually seeing this thing to continue to do well. That's the main thing I'm talking about it, and obviously the fact that I quite like the meme, I quite like the cult. Why I believe MLG will be $1 a threat. History, essentially nostalgic and authentic culture as well. Cult coins, more under sharing great thesis in cult coins, that after all your drawdowns on the market, because we are expecting crazy volatility on this market, the ones that are surviving are actually cult coins out there. MLG, community, and summary obviously as well. I don't think people understand how early MLG is here. Lux is actually quite a great trader. Like what he's usually doing, he's catching things on the correction with size. He's catching new runners. He's very good at this. He got Giga, he got Fork, he got a bunch of runners essentially in this market as well, like a bunch of them. Most of the runners like Mudang, most of the runners that are there, he's usually catching, and he's not buying low. He has size. Usually what he's doing, he's essentially waiting for the first pump to finish, and he re-enters on the dip. This way, for example, he re-entered MLG at 60. He entered MLG at $60 million right here, I think, around here. And he also entered LLM recently. I think it just happened yesterday. So yeah, this guy definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's bullish on MLG at this stage. Face banks will do to MLG what Mustop Murad did for SPX. MLG is a $1 billion meme coin that will revive gaming coins in a different way. Yeah, that's a very interesting take, because something I was just thinking about today is that meme coins, they're often front-running the things that are happening on the marketplace. If the market is going to pump, meme coins are usually the ones that are pumping the first, because people are looking to accumulate them, because essentially they understand that the largest upside, the largest percentage of returns they would be able to make from meme coins. And the expansion in market caps of gaming coins might finally bring gaming season out there. AI season kind of went by, right? There is still a lot of upside there, but it's quite limited at this stage. Mindshare is still nice, but yeah, like my meme coin videos, as one point of data, for example, my meme coin videos are getting very, very low views at this stage. And I'm talking about these things because I do think this is where the upside is currently. This is where you would essentially be able to be making access in the upcoming couple of weeks, especially if the market will be going sideways. Nothing will be happening. Meme coins will perform like crazy. Just looks at the numbers. MLG, most active communities at the 6th of January, and MLG is essentially was at the top. Obviously, probably because it was pumping, but at the same time, we see that a lot of people are mentioning this as well. It's not a big question of why these two communities are at the top. It's because that these two coins were the ones that were pumping. Therefore, people are mostly talking about them. Just in Solana meme coin MLG has surpassed 35 million volume in 24 hours. Quite interesting. It's a nice piece of alpha because like larger trader people like Lux, for example, with size, they're not looking to buy the bottoms and things like that. They're just looking on the runners. They're looking where the volume is, and they're entering runners on the correction. And then they start to push it themselves, like Lux essentially did, for example. And despite the fact his post might not get a lot of views, a lot of whales are watching after him, and they're actually doing what he's doing. So they're buying the correction at large volume, and they're pushing the asset further. For example, Lux bought MLG at $60 million. It will go to 500 million. He would make a net 8x with size. Very nice. Bullish on MLG. Market absolutely linked today. However, holders held the floor and now ranging around $90 million. Token is 8+ months old and has a die-hard community. Gaming will be a new meta in crypto soon. People tired of AI rugs and want to shove money into new coins. 100%. MLG higher, moving exactly to the pattern down in advance. Drawn in advance. We have 3 dots touching the main support area, right? And we essentially printing the parabola from there. If you can see, this is exactly something that is happening currently. Touched, this was predicted, and this was shared like essentially somewhere here, right? And it seems like we actually expanding the parabola movement out there, and we should be going higher, to be honest. Like I expect us, to go here, maybe here, so the parabola would be slightly wider, right? But this is something I'm essentially expecting from this coin to happen. In a sea of red, MLG is your green beacon of hope. Let's game the system together, bros. Yeah, most of meme coins out there, they're actually doing crazy bad. FWalk is at $170 million, like, and I was screaming about like this thing topping when it was topping. No one listened, no one believed. Crazy. Ticker is MLG. I like this one right away for 3 reasons. Uniqueness, PV coin, provenance of the meme. This is the thesis for MLG. It's quite important to go through it, to have conviction, to understand. And even if you're not a holder of MLG, it helps with other meme coins to understand how to form theses and how to have conviction in your memes. Uniqueness, it's a gaming cult. We didn't have that at all yet, and then came MLG. A true PV coin for a few reasons. And there are 3.3 billion gamers in the world. Second one being MLG content and videos strike short right away if you are ever gamed. Definitely 100%. MLG community can also be engaged in very unique and strong ways through gaming tournaments on dedicated servers, live streams, etc. If there is ever a Dota 2 tournament within MLG communities, I would definitely love to participate, to play as a part of the team. This is a true PV coin, provenance of the meme. This is really the most important point for me and what sold me on the vision. MLG meme is 15+ year old. It exploded in the early 2010s during what is known today as the dank era of memes. It was spread all over YouTube, Reddit, 4chan, etc. The biggest meme coins in the world today, Doge and Pepper, both come from the same dank era. As a reminder, Doge is 60 billion, Pepe is $8 billion, 100%. And I also seen that there is like a dank memes coin right there, which is like a low cap, new launch. So I think you should be very careful with this one. But some people are essentially saying that this might be the better to MLG, but I would be very careful with this one because a lot of these new launches, they're essentially farms. You heard the man send MLG to 1 billion. At a billion, this is my Twitter Abby. So yeah. This would be huge because essentially this guy has a bunch of followings and obviously he'll continue to push this thing as well. I do think what is happening currently is that some inside deals, some OTCs, some larger whales entering, maybe some talk to exchanges. So I would say that all the preparation work is probably happening currently. Market is the worst it's been in a very long time, yet the price of MLG remains bullish. This token, man, this community is special. Tactical nuke incoming. Then we're talking about GG, which is a better play to MLG. Like when I'm playing myself, I'm constantly saying GG. It's crazy. And like if I'm playing, I'm finding myself saying GG like several times a day, which is quite interesting. So the chart it's a bit questionable because we're moving in the channel and it's hard to predict what will happen with this channel, with this type of movement. Like it's not like we have a clear like uptrend structure and things like that. At the same time, like it's perfect cup and handle around the bottom thing, right? So I would say our main resistance would be around $3.5 million level, right? From there, we probably will get rejected and hopefully go higher from here. The main thing that is happening is essentially to check out. It's interesting to check out on the lower time frame. We had these 2 tops right here, right? We are still in the uptrend. We're still in this channel. This is essentially like, if we will remove this week, which I think is something that we should not focus our attention on, this is essentially higher high in comparison to this movement, and we are definitely in the ascending movement at this stage. What are people doing? They're essentially buying inch bottoms right here, and I was actually able to buy some right here, which definitely was a great entry. It's been pushed by 40k account on X, right? So let's see what will be happening with this one. The phrase is definitely very interesting one. Like, it's being used widely. Like, I've seen a tweet that GG is to gaming is the same as GM for crypto, right? And GM ticker, it was doing well from time to time in the crypto market. Like, there were different launches of GM as a meme coin, and in the previous cycle it was crazy at the end of it. So I'm holding this. I'm expecting this to go higher, and if MLG is going to 1 billion, these things should be going to 100 million at least. And this is the thesis. I actually do quite like this video. I think it's a very great piece of content for X. Let's check it out.
This is the most obvious beta play to MLG, and I'm predicting it's gonna go to 100 million. This coin is called GG, and I actually made a video about it yesterday when this coin was at a $1 million market cap. Shortly after this video was posted, it ran to a $7 million market cap, which is like a 7x. Which, this didn't surprise me at all, considering that MLG ran to 160 million yesterday. Tons of people all over the timeline started saying GG, like K-Money, A-Titty, and even FaZe Banks was saying it. I think this is easily the most obvious beta play to MLG, and I think if we see MLG hitting $1 billion market cap, we could easily see GG at 100 million or even more than that.
Yeah, very good video essentially explaining. It's like it's targeted for a younger audience. Like, the guy 17 himself, but a bunch of soul traders out there, they're younger at this stage. If you want exposure to a culture coin with little downside risk, buying GG at 1 to 1.5 mil range is a good play in his opinion. The price action reminds him a lot like E2K coin at the 1 million range. This is not a shield, even because I'm already up 100x on my initial beats on both from months back. Interesting take to consider. GG will get the E2K candle, Y2K candle one day. One of the most used words and nostalgic with a cult following, and everyone knows GG. GG to the moon. So right now we definitely have seen that something like Y2K was adopted as MLG beta, slightly higher and slightly better. And right now people are screaming about essentially feeling the week. But I'm holding GG myself personally. And through this smooth transition, we're essentially going to Y2K, which is also a meme from the same meta. We can also check out the liquidity-wise, it's only 2 times larger than GG, which is quite crazy, right? The liquidity on this crypto market is just becoming thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. Like, I think maybe in 6 months from now, like, memes will be launching with like 100k liquidity. It's going to be like $100 million in market cap or something, right? So it just had a crazy candle, right? Crazy candle was actually created by 200k buy right here. It just was like 1 to 100k buy, which pushed it to $40 million. Right now, people are essentially screaming about filling the candle up. And this usually is seen as something bullish when it's happening on the charts, because oftentimes, yeah, it definitely shows demands. And oftentimes, these candles essentially are getting filled 100%. We'll see what will be happening with this one. Okay, I don't know what in the world happened here, but filled the week, I guess. Yeah, $25 million on this screenshot, $16-17 million at this stage. Honestly, hard to say what will be happening with this chart. Maybe if we would essentially check on a lower time frame. Well, it's still kind of in an uptrend. So yeah, it's hard to say what will be happening with this one. Next on the list is LLM, something I mentioned yesterday as well. And Lux, the guy I was showing in the beginning, he also entered this thing below $100 million in market cap. So he actually believes that it can go up similar to Fartcoin. LLM, this could be the fastest meme coin to hit $1 billion market cap till date. Watch for 100 million market cap break and we will see next leg up. Huge move coming. A big move, just some piece of shilling post, and account is not that big. Okay, so LLM looks exactly like Peanut before it went parabolic to $2 billion plus. How funny would it be if this flipped AI16Z? The most entertaining outcome is the most likely. Yeah, it's interesting shilling, but Peanut, like, it had such a big cultural different significance. It had Elon Musk. It's obviously a different situation here. This AI16Z whale worth $7.5 million just started loading LLM. Some people will be doing that, obviously. I will just swap $28,000 worth of AI16Z for LLM. Would be so fun if LLM flipped AI16Z. Yeah, it would definitely be, because the issue is that, like, the death of LLM and the death of AI16Z, they are in rivals essentially. So And the death of AI 16Z, he's crashing out on the timeline about LLM, right? And it's quite funny. It definitely brings attention to the meme coin as well. Every single person who bought even 1 second after short tweeted is down 75-99%. And this is essentially the guy just shows essentially the death of AI 16Z, and the guy is showing that everyone is down who bought the meme that he actually showed. Every single person who bought 1 second after him is up multiples on LLM. Lesson in there somewhere. Yeah, this is the chart of the coin that the death of AI 16Z showed, and this is the chart of LLM, which is up. Laughed out loud the first time I saw LLM, to be honest. Yeah, the thesis is essentially the meme is funny, and that's why people are buying into it in the first place. Last but not least, we have to check out Glam. We have to check out what is happening with Glam out there. It's just in an uptrend right here, right? It would be bearish because like we just pumped to 1 million and we got a sell-off, right? It's kind of like a bit bearish. If we would sustain the structure, it might be the change of trend, and we might start print lower lows and lower highs for some time, and maybe we will be entering like another reaccumulation. But the market cap is so like it's a very, very degen coin out there. The piece of alpha I actually got today, which is a very, very great piece of alpha if you would think about that, is that one guy messaged me, thanks for LLM, I bought some for my wife, she likes it. Crazy. Do you know of any coins that women generally like in crypto? And like the thesis is definitely there, because think about MLG. MLG pumped because it is the only gaming altcoin that was present. Glam might be the only coin that actually is liked by women out there. Very, very interesting take, right? So this is it. This is essentially everything around the meme coin overview at this stage. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay safe in this market, stay healthy and rich, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow.